Hello and welcome to Survive the Unexpected with your host Frank Pacino and my partner in crime, Amanda Bryant. And today we are talking about week 9 of the Big Brother 23. And we got to see a double eviction and we got to witness history as the cookout made it to the final six the way they wanted it to. And it was status quo this week, but we did get to see history. How do you feel about this week?
This week was expected, but it still was good. Good footage, good editing. I love that Claire, took it as good as she did. I think that she was upset that she was gone, but I think that she was happy that she at least made jury. And then her going to jury, she always she gets to go back with Derek X, and I think she's excited for that to happen. So, I didn't mind it. It was okay.
Yeah, the week was pretty set in stone. Well, I guess the we did get some intrigue with Alyssa winning the veto initially. I felt
Mhm.
like the double eviction was just plain Jane. I feel like it came too late. The people who could have made a move and actually made it interesting were all gone.
Yeah,
I really didn't have much faith in Alyssa winning, so but yeah, it was it was the way the cookout wanted it to go. Well, for the most part, let's just start from the beginning with the
yeah,
HOH competition, and it was spinning one. And originally, uh, Azza or Derek F was supposed to be Big D. Were supposed to win it, mainly Azza, and everybody agreed to throw it so that way Claire would be the initial target. Well, Tiffany went her own route and decided she wanted to save Claire and end up winning it for herself.
I just don't like the idea of like you have to throw this comp for me. Like no, like just be good enough to win the comp. Like why do they have to throw it to you because you haven't won one yet? It's like a participation award. Like if you should be good enough to win. If you're not, then you're not. I just
But
don't like the idea of like the alliance like throwing competitions to each other. Like it doesn't make any sense.
well, it makes perfect sense
It makes
because
sense, but I just don't like it. I guess it's just
because
boring.
because what it did was put Tiffany in a bad because originally Claire was supposed to go up. The original plan from Tiffany, she made this decision, she made this choice that we're gonna put everyone's side duo up together.
Yeah,
So the plan was gonna be Alyssa and X, um, Big D and Brittany, or Azza and Brittany, Kylan and Sarah Beth, and it was supposed to be Claire and Tiffany's turn, and
yeah.
that was the reason why she was supposed to throw it for
And she didn't, and I
to the
don't blame
cookout.
her. She was looking out for her own game. I think at that point in time, she didn't want Claire to go home. I really do feel that way. I think when she was doing that HOH comp, she was playing in her head, and she knew that sending Claire home was bad for her game, and she didn't want to do it. And I think that she, when it was just her and Kylan up there, she didn't trust Kylan at the time to you know, she didn't. SB just went home. She didn't know where Kylan was standing. You know what I mean? And she didn't trust Kylan to throw it to him. So once Ozza dropped, like I think that's Ozza's own fault. Ozza should have stayed up there. She should have stayed up there a little bit longer, and she would. And I think that they would have been more apt to throw it to her. But she went down, and then it was Kylan and Tiffany left, and Tiffany's just they didn't trust each other enough to drop for each other. And they might have dropped for Ozza. Could have been maybe, Kylan against Ozza at the end. Kylan would have dropped, or Tiffany and Ozza at the end. I think Tiffany might have dropped, but Tiffany and Kylan at the end, they weren't going to drop for each other.
Yeah, I get she wanted to say Claire, but I don't think the way it worked out best for her.
No,
It ended up working out at the end of the week, but it could have went so many worse ways for Tiffany winning this and putting the one who put up Claire. I
I
think
hate when X was like, "Oh, Tiffany's so selfish." It's like, no, she's not. She keeps sacrificing her game over and over and over again, and she keeps making moves that are for the cookout and not for herself, and she knows that, and she admits it to the cameras, and she says to the cameras, "I know that this is bad for my game, but I'm here for the cause," and that's what
yeah,
it is.
yeah, I do agree that she's not sh- she's been making selfless moves for the cookout. That
She
move, just the win the HOH was a selfish move. At that point, Kylan went on the block with Sarah Beth and did his part. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
did he try to pull a fast one? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But he did send the block, and then Xavier was just on the block with the on the block. Was it 3 weeks in a row? He did complain about that, Mooch. I understand why X felt the way he did because in his head he was worried. Same with Derek F. What if Tiffany decides to put up Kyland or DF, and then it's those two staying up there instead of Claire going on the block, and then maybe Xavier goes home.
Right.
And then that's what he was worried about, which is a valid concern. But it ended up working out
I still
overall
can't
for
believe that
them.
X has gone up three nominations in a row
Yeah,
and still has not gone home. Like that
I know.
just blows my mind that and if he gets put up, so say, we don't know who won HOH yet, right? They haven't done
No,
HOH yet.
I don't think so.
Um
No.
no. I mean, I'm watching the feeds right now and they're
Yeah,
they're all Hannah and Tiffany are hugging in the room. It's just the two of them. Oh, I want to listen to that. Sorry.
yeah.
But I think he could be a fourth nomination this week, and I still don't think he would go home. I
It
think
depends.
Kyle's gonna go home.
It depends on who wins HOH. Is what happens. I think at this
Yeah,
point Xavier wants Tiffany to go. I think Derek F obviously wants Tiffany to go. So if one of those two guys win, which they all should be gunning for at this point, Tiffany might be in trouble this week. And her winning the HOH caused this issue.
yeah,
This would put her in the forefront, and this is why her maybe winning to try to save Claire wasn't the best move. I feel like if you were gonna go to save Claire, go with Claire.
yeah.
You gotta make that the conscious decision to say that's the decision I made. I'm going with Claire, but you can't have your cake and eat it too.
No,
And that's what she tried to do,
yes,
and everybody's seen it. And well, okay, everyone in the cookout seen it. The girls have
yes.
no idea still.
No,
Melissa
Alyssa
is
still.
totally
Alyssa,
blind.
Alyssa was so blind. Oh God.
Yeah,
But you know what? She won the veto. That was her what? Third veto?
second or yeah,
Second?
second. Yeah, she won the OTEV,
Yeah.
and it was
She's
given
played
to
a
her.
lot of vetoes.
Yeah, well, she's not
She's
very
been
good,
chosen for a ton of vetoes.
and she's only won two, and one of them was given to her.
Mm-hmm. Man,
No,
how did you feel about this? I mean, like, not to like move on right away, but like, how did you feel about the veto? Like the little
well,
tiny.
you didn't watch last season. You gave up at this point, but they did it last season too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry. I gave up after Ian went home.
yeah.
Well, shit.
So it's okay, comp. It's kind of funny to see them like shake and stuff. I know I would be shaking like a fiddle if I was trying to do it.
Sorry,
So
they're driving a truck by that like sprays the air for bugs.
you're fine. But yeah, so like you're just shaky and everything like that. So it's just I would be
I
shaky
think I
all the
could
time.
do it. I have pretty steady hands. I think
Yeah.
I could do it pretty well.
I don't know. I don't know how well I could do it, to be honest with
I
you.
feed my tarantulas with tongs, so I'm good with those tongs that they were using in the competition.
Yeah.
I'm used to using those things, so I know I could have done that comp quickly.
Yeah, so we yeah, the veto draw did not go well for Claire and Tiffany.
Mm-mm.
Uh Claire and Kylan are the only ones that don't get picked to do it. Derek F
That's
was very
three
close.
vetoes in a row now that Kylan hasn't been
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek F got really close to winning. He
He
was
did.
he had one left, and literally this is him. He's pulling his arm out, bam. And the whole thing shakes and falls. And
He hit the post on the bottom, I think, too, with his
yeah.
leg. Yep.
Yeah, he was mad. It was
Oh, I
pretty
bet he
funny.
was. He was pissed.
Yeah, he was worried about Tiffany, which he had
And
kind
Recipe.
of. And so that's why, like I said, she shouldn't have won because it just put a bigger spotlight on her. And I understand she didn't want to see the block, and I totally
Yeah, she was
understand that.
scared to go home.
She doesn't want to see the block. I don't think she was scared to go home. She just wants to have that as a resume. But
Yeah.
I'm having trouble seeing her path to the end.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people. I think Hannah might be the. Oh, I guess Kylan too. But Kylan changes the mind like depending on the day.
Shot to win.
Yeah. What?
I think Kylo has a shot to win.
Depends on who he's up against.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a shot against Ozza, Hannah, and Derek F. I think Xavier he'd lose to, and Tiffany he'd lose to for sure. And Hannah has a chance to beat him, but his locks are Derek F and Ozza, I believe.
For sure.
Because I just nobody respects Derek F at all.
You're gonna have such a long speech.
Oh yeah, Kylan, shut the fuck up, Julie Chen. Oh my god. But yeah,
Ding.
it was lame.
It was so bad, wasn't it?
So bad.
I was like, it's so not funny. The only good one was Ozza and Xavier saying that pretty much they weren't ever going to be together.
Yeah.
I did not think it was good at all. And I thought, and I will admit, the Lissa one was funny because she didn't get it.
She has no idea.
She was so stupid.
Damn,
what do you? Dim. Yeah.
It seems pretty bright out.
Ouch.
It seems pretty bright outside right now. Like the sun's out.
That shit was. Listen, that shit was so perfect. It was so perfect. She was so stupid.
Zimba had to sit there and say, "Just so you know, I'm calling you dumb."
That's the only thing that was funny.
Tiffany getting called old. Yeah, Tiffany's older. It is what it is.
Old. She's in her early 40s. She's like 41.
I mean, compared to everyone in the house, she was older.
I don't think she's too old.
Oh, I didn't say 41 is too old. I'm just saying she was the oldest one in the house.
Kyle's 29. He's our age.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I'm surprised they haven't made that storyline yet.
I know. I am too. And you know what? It's a big part of the game. Like that connection is a connection. If it wasn't there, Tiffany would be in trouble. I mean, big trouble.
I think Kylie wanted to take her to the final two before that, but if she's giving him buns, like it only helps. So
I guess I heard that they were like already like flirty before Sarah Beth, like before everyone in the cookout got their number one or whatever, and then like Kylan got Sarah Beth as number one, and then he kind of like started like giving her all the attention. I guess like made Tiffany mad, and that's why Tiffany's been after SB all this time. But I guess that before Kylan and SB were a alliance, Tiffany and Kylan were already kind of flirty, and then now that SB's gone,
he's
like ramped all the way up again.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, but we get to after that we get to Big Brother wants to be taken seriously, but then they do that stupid cheesy thing with Zingbot with the stupid gun. And they're like, oh, and it's just like, oh, terrible. It's like, man,
terrible.
Like, who thought this was a good idea? And then you have Claire and Kyle like, where'd they go? What happened to them? Oh my god,
they're so cheesy.
So
what happened to like freaking Big Brother where they all hated each other? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so scripted. I hate how scripted it is. It's so scripted.
I don't like how they scripted diary rooms either. I want to see their personalities come about themselves and let them be them in the diary room. I don't want them to be anybody else but themselves.
No.
But Alyssa wins the veto, takes herself off. Oh, did you see Alyssa thinks that she convinced Tiffany to put up Claire?
Oh my god, yeah.
You seen that? She's like,
listen, I think Hannah was talking to Alyssa. I remember watching the feeds at one point in time, and Hannah was talking to Alyssa and was really trying to get Alyssa to go for like voting against Xavier. And I think that if Alyssa would have done what's best for her game and ended her own showmance, kind of, even though she's like with Christian, she's not. Like, her and Xavier were totally like, you know what I mean? Like, they were a pair. And if she would have done
they weren't a pair
down with the women, she would have had a better chance. And I think that Hannah might have took a shot at Kylan at that point in time.
I don't think so. I think Alyssa had zero chance to do anything unless she won HOH or veto. If she didn't win the HOH or veto, she wasn't doing anything.
Yeah. I really was crazy if she would have won HOH. She was leading at one point in time.
Oh yeah, and then she would
Yeah,
start answering questions wrong like crazy. At least she wasn't Ozzy. Ozzy had no idea what the hell was going on.
dude, she didn't answer after the first time she got it wrong. She thought she was out. Shit, the computer's dying.
Yeah, so we get Alyssa thinking that she helped convince for Claire to go up. We get the moment with Tiffany and Claire having their moment, and Tiffany telling Claire basically that she's gonna put her up. This is what's gonna happen, and partly the reason why she's doing it. She didn't quite say there was the cookout, but she did say, I'm here for a bigger purpose. And Claire understood. And you know what, Claire, if you're willing to lay down for that and you believe in it as well, then
Hmm.
all the power to you and you handle it with grace. So
Right.
I give you that. Me personally, may not handle it as gracefully as she did. I wouldn't have
She did
been,
very well.
yeah, I wouldn't have been like, anything crazy, but I would have definitely tried not to be on that block.
Agreed.
So Claire did not try to get off the block. She just
Didn't. She said she's going to
accepted it.
fight tooth and nail to get out, and she didn't really try. But what is she supposed to do? She knew that there was nothing she was going to be able to do. There was six to two. If you count her and Alyssa, and she knew Alyssa's number one, ally was Xavier. It might have been different if her and Alyssa were the two, best alliance members together. But she was relying on Tiffany, and Tiffany shoot her. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like
yeah.
she knew she
And
was done. She knew she was done.
I
I'm
did
gonna grab
let
my computer charger really quick. I'm listening to you though.
okay. Yeah, I did enjoy uh have an X win after Alyssa win the veto, and X was like, haha, get what you deserve. It was kind of funny. He thinks he's this big evil genius. He's not. I think Xavier's a better player than he probably is being right now, but the cookout has kind of shielded how good he can play. He's doing more for the cookout, and thus the cookout does benefit him the most, probably. He had less avenues throughout the game, and definitely the cookout helped him the best. But it was definitely he definitely enjoyed that moment. Tiffany getting what he felt like she deserved after she betrayed the alliance and went on her own business and did her own thing. So we do get to the ceremony. Alyssa uses the power of veto. She gets off. Claire goes up, and Alyssa has a diary room right after that. Oh, she thinks X is out of here. She thinks that all this stuff, but I don't think so. I think there's a chance that Claire goes home, and like she has no idea that Claire is going home, no matter what Alyssa does. It's pretty hysterical that she is so lost within the game. It's pretty funny. It's like wow. um we
Hear me?
yeah. We get to
Okay, cool. There
yeah,
we go. Cool.
yeah, Alyssa was very thought she had some kind of power or leeway in the game. In all reality, she really didn't, and I feel for her, but it's what it is. We get to the
Right.
elimination. Claire makes a speech saying that Xavier is going to win this game unless we vote him out here, which he has a really good chance. And we've been saying it for a couple weeks now that I feel like if the six gets to six, Xavier might have maybe the best chance to Win. I think Hannah has the best chance to get to the end, but I think Xavier has the best chance to win the game itself
Yeah.
because I just have faith in him winning these comps. To be honest with you,
DF too. Like he really likes. I think that Xavier has votes from a lot of people in the jury now, and in the cookout. So even if he gets rid of everybody in the cookout and gets them, gone, just I mean, even Alyssa's gone. X had literally no blood on his hands other than using the veto on himself and not her. So I mean, he literally would have a sweep game if he can get there. But I think that Kylan, Hannah, and Tiffany are all worthy competitors to try to also want to win. Not that they're not better or worse than X, but they also have the drive to want to win. That's one thing I will say about the cookout is there are still some formidable players left who want to win and will try to win. It's not just like a Derek, season 16 situation where everyone was kind of fine to losing to him. I think that Tiffany's going to fight, Hannah's going to fight, X is going to fight, and Kylan's going to fight. And I think that Ozza and Derek are just being Ozza and Derek. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. I think this end game could be exciting. I'm anxious to see what happens this week.
Yeah.
So we're obviously going to get Comics as a veto because they told us that so much so.
They said the
Um,
whole week was going to be themed.
so
Which
we'll
I don't know
see.
why she said that. That's giving them another hint that something else is coming up. Other than
Hmm,
just saying, oh, the HOH competition
What do
is
you mean?
Julie said during the show that this whole week is going to be themed BB Comics.
Yeah.
So HOH, Veto are going to be, but I feel like by her saying that, it means that something else is coming up other
No,
than just
I
HOH
don't
and Veto.
necessarily agree. I think it's just saying
No,
that they're gonna have BB comic theme stuff, and they're gonna get the BB comics veto,
yeah,
which I think some of them were worried about. I know people were worried about since we got the the one comp where like you had like it was kind of like BB comics where you had to put the differences between the pictures or wherever it was.
yeah.
I forget which one it was. I think it was for Sarah Beth. Yeah, Sarah Beth's
They did
elimination.
the memory comp this time.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Well, so we get to the double eviction. Claire leaves, and Hannah wins HOH. Azza literally had no chance. Like she got like the first one right, and that was about it.
Yeah,
Um, then she just kind of like just kept like she was so she was confused because she thought she was eliminated, and they didn't think that hurt her going forward. Alyssa did okay. I think X threw it. To be honest with you, um, Tiffany could not compete. Obviously,
right.
Kylan kind of got
X
close.
wouldn't have threw it if Tiffany could compete.
No, I don't think so. I think he was because he knew he couldn't put up two cookout members, and he didn't want to put up Alyssa, so there was no reason for him to win.
Right.
Which Tiffany probably should have did last week. So,
Yeah.
uh, Xavier threw it. Hannah wins. Probably best case scenario for Xavier because Hannah's not going to do anything crazy. Hannah puts up Xavier and Alyssa, um, just like Claire did, and Hannah tells Alyssa that X is the target. She puts a fake speech up when she puts them up, um, and Alyssa fully believes it. We go to the veto competition. Kylan's the only one that does not play. This double eviction
Yes.
was kind of draggy. It was just kind of
It
just
was
get it over with.
draggy. I mean,
Yeah,
dude, there's so many commercials. Like I
yeah.
just couldn't
So
believe like they did a full block of commercials, came back, did the votes, and then did a whole nother block of commercials again. I'm like, we literally got probably 15 to 20 minutes of commercials with literally 5 minutes of them just voting. It was
and
ridiculous.
and there was no intrigue within the double because you knew what was
No.
going to happen. If Alyssa did not win, Alyssa was going home. That was basically it. So we had no intrigue. I'm excited that we finally are over this dead space. I think from I want to say
Jury on.
jury on the first jury member
Maybe even
to
Christian vote
now.
on.
No, yeah. Oh no, Christian was a backdoor. So I say that week was
Yeah,
exciting, and Tiffany tried to switch it to save
true.
Christian. So that
True.
week was exciting, but after that week, it was kind of a trout, it was just a landslide for the cookout,
I
and
am
at
so
least it
glad.
was they were never in any danger, so it was kind of like, So I'm anxious to
They were
see.
never in any adversity. Never.
Yeah, yeah. I
It
think
never
this
had
end
been.
game.
Finally, they are now, and
Yeah,
that's the way it should be.
yeah. So I'm hoping that this
Strongly.
end game is killer and we can move on. But we get to the veto competition. Xavier wins. It's a puzzle. He does it fairly quick too.
Yeah,
I really people so in the Big Brother fan jury page that we're part of, people are so upset for him saying that he throws competitions. Like he needs to start winning. Da da da. I was like, he hasn't had to win a like there hasn't been a competition that he needed to win until this veto.
I feel like modern Big Brother cares so much about comp wins.
hmm
Like the modern fans of Big Brother, more old school fans don't feel this way. I feel like you know what I mean. But like modernized Big Brother, who are just casual watchers who don't watch the feeds or don't really watch past seasons, I feel like they value it way too much. way too much.
I think
You know what I mean?
comp wins are important, but like up until this week, we were only halfway through the game.
Yes.
There was 8 people left the start of this week, so literally half the people then voted out. So like, if you have the biggest resume halfway through, it's not necessarily the best thing because that means you're the biggest target. So people are gonna look at Kylan's 3 HOH wins and be like, or is it 2 HOH? It's two, and Tiffany won back-to-back HOHs. Like stuff like that. Like that, winning these early comps isn't always the best thing. Sometimes it is,
No.
but Xavier's position in the game gave him leeway to throw the competitions. Till now, I think he could turn it up and win these next ones.
I think
Um,
that people disvalue to the ability to win the first HOH. I think winning the first HOH can sometimes be beneficial or can sometimes be harmful, but beneficial in the sense of it helps you solidify an alliance. I feel like in Big Brother, you have to get you can't be a floater in Big Brother like you can Survivor, especially in the merge comes, because you have two different tribes coming together to where you know there's going to be people against each other. But in Big Brother, you if you're not with majority, then you're on the out. You know what I mean? And you have to be able to win comps in order to keep yourself safe in some situations. And in the first HOH win, you can help yourself solidify alliances to be able to rely on people to win the veto or win the HOH. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, and like they did a secret alliance. Like the best part about having a secret alliance is relying on them and keeping your alliance a secret
Yes.
and not putting it out to the forefront. And Xavier was never in trouble. There's
No.
not one week.
And he still is not in trouble.
Yeah,
He
this
still
is
is
for.
not.
He's not going to be the majority target. Like Tiffany mentioned, going after Derek F here. Hannah is mentioned going after Kyland here. Derek F is mentioned going after Tiffany here. Xavier is mentioned maybe going after Tiffany here.
Oh,
Like,
Xavier 100% wants to go after Tiffany.
yeah.
100%.
So like nobody's saying Xavier right now, and that's the problem. That's where people are missing the boat on Xavier's game. Yes, is he playing amazing? Absolutely not. Do I think he's the best
Absolutely.
player?
He
No,
is, but he's not.
he's playing a good
There we
game.
go.
I want to say he's playing an amazing game. So
He's doing the best job, I feel like, of managing his own game and the cookout game. Do you know what
mm,
I mean? So like Tiffany has made so many mistakes and like putting Claire up. Like he got away with putting his alliance member going home without him being any adversity with her. And everybody else that has gone home, he's been up against them on the block, so he hasn't been able to vote them out. So
mhm.
he's put himself in a good position of the cookout and his own individual game. And I think that's why a good reason why he's throwing comps, because he gets up on the block. He knows he's safe, and he doesn't have to cast a vote for these people to go home.
Right. And when like same thing with Ozan and Derek F. Derek F was next up, Brittany.
Yes.
Voted to keep Brittany. Like but Claire's the only one who actively put up their partner and voted them out.
You mean Tiffany?
Or Tiffany, sorry.
Yes.
Tiffany's the only one. And that's the mistake
Yeah.
she made by winning this last HOH.
Mm-hmm.
That she did get a lot of drama. We got it early in the week. We got a little bit of intrigue of like Ozzy or Alyssa winning. I think this was a better week we've had in the last couple of weeks. Um,
Yeah.
the double eviction was slow and boring. It was like everybody knew what was going to happen. So I'm excited to get these two votes out the way so we can get to the real game now. Now
Yes.
we get to see what the cookout's going to do. We get to see some of these plans come forward to the forefront and see who actually wins out of the cookout and see who's the best player. I think, like I said, the only two people I have a tough time seeing winning is Derek F and Naza. I feel like if any of those four other people take one of those two, they win the game. So
And those four, other than Oz, the people other than Derek and Ozza, the other four have a chance to win the game, and I would be okay with them winning. How would you feel about a Kylan win?
I'd be okay. To me, the best win. I don't even know who. I think Tiffany's the best player, but like her winning the game, I don't know. Like it'd be nice to see, but like I know I didn't get to see her best.
Right.
Um, I think this is Kylan's best. Maybe he could play a little bit better, but he's
Yeah.
not playing like amazing either. Um, I don't think I don't think any of these players winning. I think the only one. I think we can get a worse outcome more than a like amazing outcome, if that makes sense. If
Right.
Derek F wins, that's a bad
Oh
outcome.
God, that's a bad win.
If Ozza wins, it's probably a bad outcome.
It's a bad win.
So
People, Ozza has fans though. That's the weird thing. Like Ozza has like, I don't know.
Ozza
I don't
is
understand. Like I was talking to someone today about Ozza, and they were like, "Oh my God, Ozza looks so great." I'm like, "What has she done? Like she literally has done nothing. She's done nothing for her own game. She's done nothing for the cookout other than just be a number." And she complains, and the competitions aren't thrown to her. Like just be good enough to win competition. Like I just like Ozza is so disappointing. So disappointing. I don't understand. Like, oh, she's a social queen. No, she's not. Whenever they literally did a segment this season about her bitch face, about her resting bitch face, and how she looks like she's mad all the time. Like, that's not a good social game.
yeah. I think the whole throwing comps thing, like that's just reality this season. Most seasons actually. Or I guess last season no. The last 2 seasons, but then you get these compies. So it's like give or take. My biggest issue with this season is nobody lets a blindside happen.
No.
Nobody lets somebody be surprised, and that irritates me. The Brent one should have been an all-time blindside. Should have been an all-timer, but we didn't
Yeah.
get it. It could have been up there with the Nick blindside in VV15 for a pre-merge. Like, fuck. And then we could have seen some really good blindsides. Even I guess the veto ones weren't so bad because we got to see some crazy shit happen with
Yeah.
Brittany finding out and trying to confronting Kylan, and then also Christian finding out and confronting Derek X. So I
Yeah.
think those two were fine, but like I would like to see. We have not seen a blindside all season.
Not a true one because they tell them now.
Eh,
Which
Not
is,
a
I mean,
single.
or they throw them a sympathy vote. Like throwing a sympathy vote is almost just as bad as being voted out
I don't even
unanimously
think that
now.
the sympathy votes had nothing to do with it, but they always know they're going home.
Yeah.
There's not a time where it's like I think I'm staying, and they're like, oh shit, I'm not. Like, like I did not. Like I think we could have got
I
one with
mean, Alyssa was kind of a blind side, only in the sense like that she didn't know what the fuck was going on, just from game unawareness.
the whole game was a blindside to Alyssa. She had no
Yeah,
idea what was going. She was
no,
completely lost. She was talking
completely
about the
lost.
Kings. She was talking about being part of the Kings and that being a big issue for her.
Groups. I forgot they even did groups. Like it's been so long since we've
She's
had to deal with
so
that.
she's so lost. So
She is.
so yeah, we get she's gone. We do get to see the cookout celebrate, and they make history, being there for sure going to be a first ever black person to win Big Brother.
Yep.
We did get all 7 people. The last 7 people were all minorities. Alyssa put that together, and then she showed her.
I'm like, I final seven. Like, what the fuck? Do you not look at the memory wall every day? You don't do
And,
anything
Der-
in the house.
and
Like,
Derek
don't
X
you
was
look
like,
at the memory wall and be like,
Derek, Derek,
wow, there's a lot of people of color here.
Big D,
Oh, what if they're together? How has no one done that?
Big D's diet rooms were really good here.
Oh, so good.
What?
Those were
No way!
oh
Are
no
you
way.
kidding
I never even
me?
thought of that. He said, I never even thought of that.
That's insane. It's like she's like it's
Christian
like a
Bale was
big
good
alliance or
too.
something.
Like, oh,
What'd you think of before we get to and what'd you think of the BB music thing they did?
I hated it.
Oh, that was hilarious.
I hated it. It was not
What?
funny. No.
Oh my god, I thought that was. Let me buy that track right now.
Oh my,
Download it on my Spotify. To
you
release it
probably
at
can.
CBS. I'd rock that.
Oh my god, no. I was not about it. I'm like, what a waste of time.
That was fun. I think we've gotten some fun character moments. I just
We
feel
have
like
gotten some fun character moments. There has been some funny moments, dude. Freaking Ozza, and this was like last week or something, but the whole bit with Ozza and Alyssa in her dress, that shit was so funny. That is such a girl moment. It was so funny of them to put that on there.
that was Sunday.
She was like, I really
I
don't want to
really
tell
that
her
Sunday's
yes.
episode.
And then she comes
Yeah,
in, can I still borrow that dress? Sure. That's such.
I was gonna wear that for final three.
I was going to wear that final three.
She's like,
Oh,
I
it's
don't think
so funny.
Alyssa's like my butt's not gonna fit in it. And she's like, haha, haha.
She's like, oh, darn.
Yeah, girl,
That
try
shit
the
was
purple
so
one.
funny.
Yeah,
It was
you
such a
try
girl
that purple
moment.
one. I said, this season is the brigade. I just hope we have a more compelling ending.
It's like the same feel as like Big Brother 12 and Big Brother 16. It's like you can lump Big Brother 12, 16, and 23 all together in the same type of feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, like we have good characters, some fun moments, and things like that. And I agree, all three of those probably have
The
the
same
same
feel too.
feels. So 16 had a kind of dominating end game. Uh, BB12 had a dominating end game.
Right.
So BB23, unless like Xavier comps out or something, or Kylan comps out, that's the only way I see a dominant end game.
Dude, I just really hope. I wish that Hannah could win this HOH again because I think if Hannah won the HOH, it could be a possibility that she would put Kylan and X up against each other, and kind of keep the ladies together. I think that she would have a possibility of doing that. Tiffany, if Tiffany wins,
Derek
I
F
think
is
we
gone.
put up Derek F and
Kylan or Xavier.
Xavier. I think Xavier's going to go up for a fourth time in a row.
I think Xavier's gonna win. I'm calling my shot now. I think Xavier's gonna win the
Good.
HOH and probably put up Tiffany and
Tiffany and Hannah.
Tiffany and Hannah maybe. Yeah.
He'll put up Tiffany. He'll put up Tiffany and Hannah if he wins HOH.
hmm So they put them both on the block. I mean, you could use that as an excuse if you want.
Kylan wins. Kylan would probably be best to throw this.
Yeah,
Kylan, and
Kylan's.
Kylan's
I've
not
no.
because he doesn't want Hannah to win. But if Hannah drops, I can see Kylan dropping.
Well, Hannah can't compete.
Oh, that's right. Hannah can't compete. Yeah, that's right. So
I have
I could see
I have
him
no
throwing.
idea what Kylan's gonna do. I only know
Yeah.
he talked to Tiffany like a week or two ago about taking out Big D, but I don't think Kylan wants to be the one that takes that shot.
No, I don't
So
know. I mean,
so I think
maybe Ozza. Maybe is Kylan close? I don't think Kylan's close with Ozza like that.
oh yeah, he probably might target Azza. Yeah,
He might target Ozza.
I can see that. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much
We'll
it.
see how it goes.
I hope this double eviction coming up. This double eviction has to be more exciting than this last one.
It's going to be because the house guests don't know about it. So it's going to be
Yeah.
a 2-hour block next week for all
Yeah.
your viewers that don't pay attention to the schedule like a lot of us.
Mhm.
Next week is a 2-hour double eviction. So what they're going to do is they're going to do a full regular eviction, I have a feeling. You know what I mean? It's a full hour regular episode, and then at the end, they're going to say, "Oh, double eviction." They're going to shake them, and we're going to see. I think Tiffany might be vulnerable there.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see the HOH. This hopefully, like I said, hopefully this end game right here is gonna be killer, and
Yes.
I think it could be better than 16 and 12.
Yes.
And I like 12, 16. It's not one of my favorites. To be honest with you.
I like 16. It's just long.
Yeah,
That's
it's
my
long.
only complaint about 16 is that it's really, really long. I like the characters on 16. I'm not a Frankie fan, but I think I think that him on there is fitting and funny. And I love Zach Rance. So sorry, not sorry. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of good characters that I like on BB16. I don't mind Nicole in BB16.
You know who's a crime that hasn't came back from BB16?
Who?
Devin. Bring Devin back.
Oh God, I don't want Devin to come back. Shit show.
Can you imagine him and Frenchie on the same season
together? Oh.
Oh my God!
I think Frankie's HOH was probably worse though than Devin's even.
It was pretty. I don't know. At least Frenchie got the person out that he tried to get out.
I guess.
I don't know. That's like one of the there. Those are two of the worst HOH reigns ever.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Even Jess from BB21 got Jack and Jackson on the block. You know what I mean? Like,
and then
at least Victoria made it to final three.
oh, Victoria, God, that girl was so bad.
I
She had no
know.
idea what was going on either. She's Alyssa.
No idea what was going on. She
Alyssa,
she
it's
knew
Alyssa.
she was
Is
just enjoying the
Alyssa?
summer vacation.
Is Alyssa Victoria from
No,
BB16?
Alyssa's strategic. Do you watch her on the feeds? Did you watch her
She
on the
was
feeds?
strategic. She was strategic all the wrong ways. Victoria kind of talked a lot of game with Derek, and Derek was just playing her.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I think Alyssa
Xavier
is
was Alyssa's
smarter.
Derek.
I think Alyssa is smarter than what she is perceived in the edit.
I'm talking about, and even on this thing, she is lost. She was lost.
She
She
was
was,
lost about the cookout. She thought
yeah.
that she had a better chance than it. Her and Claire were kind of lumped in the same boat. They both relied on their number one a little bit too much.
But didn't you hear, Amanda? Claire finally has some agency in the game. Now she has agency in the jury house. Boy, did they set her up with some terrible quotes in the diary room. I ain't going home. Tiffany's my girl. She was HOH. She would never do me like that. Oh
And then they
man,
make fun of her toward the beginning of all this shit.
yeah. We but I think that's it for this week. This double eviction. The double eviction was pretty straightforward. The week was entertaining. We got to see some strategy talk, some
Yes.
drama, people upset, and like I said, the double eviction had no drama to it once Alyssa lost to HOH, and I was pretty sure, like when I seen it was a puzzle, I didn't think Alyssa was going to win. I don't think she was close.
No.
So, but I think that's covers this week of Big Brother 23. We are going to record our first episode of Survivor Africa, the first 3 episodes, and we're going to get to that here soon, the next day or two. Thank you guys for listening. Please leave a like, a comment, subscribe. It means a lot. Join our Facebook page. Follow us on the other social medias. We put it down in the description. Tell us what you guys think of this season. Tell us about the history we've seen tonight and the cookout making the final 6.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night. Bye.